Hello? Okay.可以开。
听听，开始。OK，大家下午好。我是宇堂体育的李江，执行董事李江。今天非常的有幸，是我跟我的这个助理张婷婷为大家做这个主题是中国体育市场赞助报告。
Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome and thank you, very warm welcome and thank you for coming to our workshop this afternoon. I am the Executive Director of Yutang Sports. Today I will make a keynote speech on the 2017 Chinese sports sponsorship market.
今天呢，我主要是从4个方面来讲。第一个方面是中国的市场赞助市场潜力是巨大的。第2个方面是中国的这个赞助市场的现状。第3个方面是中国未来5年中国赞助市场的趋势。最后一个是给进入中国市场的这些机构的一些相关的一些建议。
I will include 4 parts in my keynote speech. First part is emerging sports sponsorship market with a great potential. Second part is an overview of the Chinese sports sponsorship market. And the third part is the sports sponsorship trends in China over the next 5 years. The last part is an advice for overseas sports brands to expansion in China.
第一部分我们可以看一下中国的赞助市场巨力是潜大的，它是最大的新兴市场。
The first part will look at the emerging Chinese sports sponsorship market. It is a very great potential market, which is emerging now.
首先，我们可以看一下第一个部分，我们可以看到16年 到18年，中国整个体育赞助市场规模是不断在提升。
We can see that from 2016 to 2018, the entire revenue and the scale of the market in China, sports sponsorship market in China, is on the rise.
这期间最主要是16年的世界杯和欧洲杯，像18年是俄罗斯世界杯和平昌冬奥会和亚运会。
During 2016 to 2018, there are major events such as the UEFA Euro in 2016, and in 2018 there is the Olympic Games in Pyeongchang and other games.
另外，我们可以看一个重要的一个数据，从2001年到2004年，这4年是一个赞助周期，奥运会，我们可以看到中国整个的体育赞助是100，这个是165，是1.6亿人民币啊。而到2009年到2016年这期间是涨幅是非常非常大，它的整体的数字涨幅到了将近是10倍，将近是30亿美金，30亿人民币啊。
The Chinese Olympic Committee have a commercial cycle for looking for sponsors. One of the cycle is from 2001 to 2004, and during this period, the sponsorship revenue they gained is $26.27 million US. But in the next cycle, from 2009 to 2016, the entire revenue from sponsorship increased around 10 times than the last cycle.
我们可以看到这张列表，可以看到这个列表的部分，它涨幅是非常非常大的，是从这个06年到2015年，它的赞助整个市场的份额收入。
The table on the left shows the sponsorship growth from 2016 to 2015.
另外还可以看到，目前赞助这个奥运会的一些品牌，它的这个知名度和美誉度提升幅度也是非常大的。
And the brand reputation that is gained from sponsoring sports events is also very surprising, because they get a very good brand reputation by sponsoring.
接着我们可以看到，这个是2016年到2018年整个中国体育赞助市场的提升的比例。我们可以看到，2018年我们预估这个整个的赞助的市场份额会达到44亿美金，17年会是35亿美金，16年是34亿美金。其中可以看到，18年相对来说17年它的涨幅提升了是24.1%，相对于16年它的涨幅是27.2%。
This table on the left shows the sponsorship revenue scale in China from 2016 to 2018. We can see that in 2018, the predicted revenue from sponsorship in China is together in total 27.18 billion RMB. This is an increase from 2017 by 24.1%, and which is also 27.2% higher than 2016.
另外，我们可以看一下它的构成。它的构成最主要是有以下方面：第一个是赛事赞助，第二个是这个就是联赛或者是这个队伍的赞助，第三个是运动员的经济，第四个是传统媒体。最后一个是新兴媒体。我们可以看到，就赛事的赞助的部分和媒体的赞助，它的比重都是非常大的。
This sponsorship revenue is consisting of 5 parts. The first part is sponsorship, event sponsorship, then team sponsorship, then athlete endorsements, and then traditional media advertisement, and lastly, advertising on new digital media. We can see that the sponsorship from event and traditional media are very large.
另外一张图我们可以看到，这张图我们可以看到，跟美国的市场相比的话，这个美国是跟娱乐是它的7倍，而中国目前的这个整个体育赞助的市场份额相对说是跟美国的差距是比较大的。但是我们可以看到，它的数据从这个15年、16年、17年，中国的这个涨幅都是相对说比较大，跟美国的差距在拉小。
The second table on the right shows a comparison between the Chinese sponsorship market and the American sponsorship market. We can see from the table the sponsorship from America is roughly 7 times of the entertainment sponsorship in America, while in China the sponsorship of sports are roughly the same with the entertainment. But we can see the gap between Chinese sponsorship revenue and American sponsorship revenue is narrowing.
综上以述呢，我们可以看到，就是让中国体育赞助市场它发展最主要是2个方面，一个是它的外部因素，一个是内部因素。首先我们看一下外部因素。
So from after the data above, we can conclude that there are 2 factors that drive the sponsorship growth in China. The first is outside factors.
第一个方面我们可以看到，首先是政策。第二个方面，2014年就10月份，就是中国政府国务院发布了这个关于中国体育产业其中一个发展重要的一个这个文件，提到2020年是中国这个整个的体育产业发展要达到4800多亿美金。到2025年要达到8000亿美金。
On the policy side, the Chinese government published a number 46 document to develop the sports consumption market in China in 2014. We can see that this document requires the market to reach 48 billion RMB in 2020.
另外一个就是它的产权的下放是投资人可以拥有自己的赛事 IP， 很多不需要体育总局再审批。
The document also released the power to organize sports events to private companies. Private companies does not need to apply for the allowance to organize any events.
另外一个部分是这个整个的赛事的部分是资本。从第二个方面来讲，资本目前来讲的话，中国的资本最主要趋于几个方面，在政策利好的情况下，趋于一个是俱乐部的购买，第二个是赛事购买国外的顶尖的赛事营销公司，第三个部分是投资俱乐部。
The second factor, the capitals. There are much capitals rushing into the sports sponsorship market or generally sports market in China in recent years. This is reflected by an increasing number of acquisitions of international sports clubs by Chinese capitals. And the Chinese capitals also acquired many sports marketing companies overseas.
其中我们可以看到万达体育，它全资收购了盈方公司，还有包括铁人三项。
One of the examples of such acquisition is by Wanda Sports, who acquired Infront Sports and Entertainment and the Triathlon company.
另外，我们可以看到中国的很多的新媒体的公司，大量的是买了国外的新媒体的版权。
On the other hand, many digital media platforms in China also acquired many media rights of overseas sports events.
另外，还有包括投资俱乐部，苏宁体育投资了国米。
An example of the acquisition or investment in overseas sports clubs is Suning's acquisition of Inter Milan in Italy.
OK。 另外一点，科技，这是社会的发展。第三个是社会的发展。中国现在最主要是2类的人群发展非常迅速。第一个是中产阶级越来越多，他们非常注重健康。第二部分是新的一群的人类，我们可以说是00后，这些人对于这个很多宅在家里面，在对电子竞技就非常非常热衷。这些都为一些体育消费带来了很大的一个市场基础。
The third factor, the society development. In this factor, you can see the growth of the middle class in China, which make the consumption demand of sports in China greater. And there are the generation of the X factor or the millennial generation is now growing in their consumption abilities. Many of the young generation stays at home, play esports.
最后，我们可以看到科技的发展。科技的发展目前为整个体育产业的创新带来很多的可能，比如说 AR 的使用，包括这个虚拟技术，这些人工智能，这些都给中国体育产业的发展带来了一些创新的一些可能，与世界同步。
Lastly, in the technology, as the technology develops, there are many advanced technologies such as AR and VR to help the development of sports to make it more exciting. This also helps with Chinese sports sponsorship market.
我们来看一下中国整个赞助市场的内部因素。我们从内部因素，我们可以看到最主要的部分，可以从2个方面来看，3个方面。第一方面是政策开放之后，整个本土的赛事 IP 会越来越多，自主的 IP。
Now let's look at the inside factor that drive the sports sponsorship in China. The first one is after the government allows the more quicker development of this market in China, many domestic sports events are emerging, and the values are also increasing.
另外一方面是国际的这些大的一些赛事 IP 进入中国，以及进入到亚洲世界。
Apart from the domestic sports events, many international sports events are also entering Chinese market.
比如说19年的篮球世界杯是在中国8个城市落地，这个是2020年的日本东京奥运会夏季奥运会，2022年是在杭州的亚运会和这个是北京和张家口的这个冬奥会。
For example, in 2019, FIBA Basketball World Cup is going to be organized in 8 Chinese cities. In 2020, there would be the Tokyo Olympic Games, although it's not in China, but it's a big event. In 2022, Hangzhou will organize the Asian Games, and in the same year, the Winter Olympic Games will come to Beijing and Zhangjiakou.
还有很多重要的单项协会在进入中国市场，比如说国际羽联的这个世锦赛，今年是在南京7月份，还有巡回赛总决赛，今年是放在广州，在4年，从18年开始。
Many international federations are also coming to China, such as, for example, the Badminton Federation have landed their World Championships in Chinese city Nanjing, which would be in July this year, and the BWF also placed their World Tour finals in China's city Guangzhou, and will be there for 4 years.
另外，我们还可以看到一个比较重要的一个部分，就是整个赛事 IP 的部分的版权的涨幅是非常非常大。我们可以看到下面这张表 ，NBA 的涨幅，英超、西甲、德甲。
Apart from these events in China, we can see a very significant growth in the fees of the media rights in China. You can see from the table below on the left, which shows the media fees of some of the international sports events in China.
最后还有一个部分就是 内部的这个整个的管理水平现在是逐渐越来越提高，而且它进入到良性的一个发展阶段。
A last factor is the improvement of the management of sports events in China, which is better than before, and it's entering into a good cycle now.
所以在这个期间，在这个基础上，所有中国的更多的品牌开始转向做体育赞助。
So during this period, as the sports sponsorship market develops generally in China, there are more and more Chinese brands who are interested in sponsoring sports events in China.
第一个就是高净值的人群在增加，年轻人在增加，参加运动。第二个是综艺节目的这个赞助的费用是越来越高，而体育赞助是蓝海。第三个方面来讲的话是品牌，中国的很多品牌国际化，它需要走到国际上去，它需要通过赞助国际的顶尖的赛事，来走出中国。最后一点，已经有成功的案例，像16年的海信做的这个欧洲杯，法国欧洲杯是非常成功的。
As we say, the brands start to become more interested in sports sponsorship. There are some phenomena which can be a signal. The first is the first reason the brands are becoming interested is because the high net worth population is growing in Chinese sports fans, and secondly, entertainment sponsorship is becoming very, very expensive in China, so which makes the competition in entertainment sponsorship very fierce. And thirdly, as Chinese brands start to grow their business in the international world, they have the demands to expand their brand overseas. And lastly, there have already been many successful sponsorship cases of Chinese brands who sponsored international sports events, such as Hisense. Hisense sponsored the 2016 UEFA Euros in France, which is a very good example.
第二个部分，我们可以看一下中国目前赞助市场的现状。
On the second part, we are going to look at the current status of the Chinese sports sponsorship market.
第一个，中国目前赞助市场最主要的是还是以头部的赛事 IP 为主，比如说中国的 CBA、中超这些赞助商相对说会容易一些。
Now, most of the dominant target for brands to sponsor in sports is still the top domestic sports IPs.
第二个部分可以看到，在这个中国品牌整个向国际化的前提下，很多大的一些趋势，中国的企业开始赞助世界杯、欧洲杯、奥运会。
And as the Chinese enterprises and corporations start to expand more and more in the overseas markets, there are a growing trend of Chinese brands sponsoring overseas sports events. Some of the examples include FIFA World Cup, UEFA Euros, the Olympic Games.
第三个方面是从它的初放式的这个运营开始向精细化运营在转变。
And the Chinese sponsors are starting to look at more of the management and operation activation of their sponsorship and partnerships, instead of leaving it alone.
这一点非常重要。就中国的媒体这个平台的多元化，现在开始逐渐形成。从过去的原先是由电视，逐渐转变到电视、互联网的视频、直播这种多形式的媒体呈现形式。
Chinese media platforms are diversifying too. In the past, there is only the TV as a dominant channel, and now there are many digital channels.
最后一部分是从08年到2020的这个08年到18年到2022年，这个中国的冰雪的空间会非常非常大，
Another characteristic of this market is the significance and the big potential of the winter sports market. From 2018 to 2022, the potential of the winter sports sponsorship market would be very promising.
这些呢，都给中国的一些赞助的一些企业带来了很多的选择的一些机会。
This would give many choices for Chinese brands to sponsor.
最后一点，我们可以看到，作为这个中国的新兴市场，完了以后仍处于它的发展初始阶段，所以它还有很多一些问题。
So lastly, we can see there are still some problems in this market because it is still a new market in terms of sports sponsorship.
本土的赛事的数量和质量都是不够的，质量不高，数量不多，所以还有很大的提升空间。
The first problem is there is a lack of domestic sport events in China, both in quantity and in quality.
赛事的赞助与新媒体的融合，这个还不够，整合力不强。
When brands sponsor events, there is still a lack of usage of the digital media rights.
赞助的效果可视化、可衡量性不强，这样的很难让企业做出一个直观的选择和判断。
The visualization of the sponsorship effects are not enough, so brands cannot make easy choice or make easy judgments when they sponsor events.
但这些我们认为反而是很大的机会。
But this, although they are problems, we can also see them as opportunities.
接着我们看从体育资产的方面来看它的一些特点。
Then let's look at the characteristic of this sponsorship market from the perspective of the sponsorship opportunities.
体育媒体还是中国企业重要选择和投放的重要的这个资源。
Media advertisement in some of the sports media broadcast are still one of the dominant choice for many brands.
在这个基础上，现在是有一些新的形式出现，像直播的形式和短视频，这个趋势发展会非常迅速。
There are some new emerging media platforms, i.e. the digital platforms and the live streams. These are new choices for brands to place advertisement in sports broadcast.
这些最主要赞助的行业，最主要分布在有啤酒、饮料、水、汽车、金融等方面。
The dominant or the frequent sponsor categories in the media advertisement include some categories like beer, beverage, water.
中国的本土的顶尖的 IP， 它的赞助的这个金额和数量在不断攀升。
The second characteristic is there is a growth of sponsorship to domestic sport events.
我们目前是以下面的最主要的3个作为例，一个是中超，一个是 CBA， 一个是中网。
We will take CBA, Chinese Basketball Federation, Chinese Super League, and the China Open, the tennis event, as examples.
我们可以看到中超的部分是从15年，这个联赛，它的赞助从8个一直到17-18赛季增加到18个，增加了10个数量。
Chinese Super League, the top football league in China, had 8 sponsors in 2015, but the sponsored numbers increased to 18 in 2017.
我们可以看到中网的赞助数最高达可以48家企业。
China Open tennis event, their sponsored numbers can reach as high as 48 in 2016.
另外，我们可以看到中超的赞助金额从2个方面来看，一个是赞助，一个是媒体版权。首先，我们可以看赞助来讲，平安保险是5年是10个亿人民币。
The sponsorship fee of one of the sponsors of Chinese Super League, Ping An Insurance, is as high as 1 billion RMB for 5 years.
媒体版权，我们可以看到提奥动力的媒体这个全媒体版权，10年是111亿人民币。
The full media rights of the Chinese Super League, which is acquired by China Sports Media, is worth 11 billion RMB for 10 years.
我们也可以看到 CBA 的版权的增长幅度也是非常惊人的。首先可以看到主赞助商中国人寿，它的1年的赞助费是3.5亿人民币。
We also see a very apparent growth in the media rights fees of Chinese Basketball Federation. For example, a Chinese insurance group which is the main sponsor of CBA. Their sponsorship fee is 350 million RMB per year.
李宁5年赞助10亿人民币啊。
李宁, a sportswear brand in China, which is the strategic partner of CBA, their sponsorship fee is 1 billion for 5 years.
另外，它的赞助商是多元化的，我们可以看到是有金融，有这个旅行旅游，也有汽车，也有电器，也有水。
Their sponsorship categories are also very diversified, including, for example, financing, banking, tourism, water.
另外，我们从这个第三个方面来看，体育资产，中国的体育资产它的一个倾向性非常快的发展是马拉松、铁人3项、自行车这种参与性的赛事。在一个数据啊，这个是从21世纪报道，就是总共中国2016年总共获得了就马拉松比赛获得了1189家赞助商。
According to the 21st Century Herald, they report that in 2016, the total sponsorships of Chinese marathon races in China is 1,189.
另外一组数据给这个预测是到2025年，中国的自行车的这个运动的人口可以占到全国人口的6%，就将近是8400万，这个幅度是增长了14倍。
Another figure is about the population in China who participates in cycling. By 2025, the predicted number of Chinese people participating in cycling would take 6% of the total population in China, which would be around 8.4 million in China, which is a 14-time growth than a few years ago, than 10 years ago.
但我们可以看到，中国的这个赛事呢，还有一些问题，它的赛事这个品牌影响力是不足的，缺乏连续性，赛事的这个服务的专业水平还是有待提高。这些呢，所有引起了赞助商有些在赞助期间会持观望态度。
But we can see that there is a lack of professionalism in the management of Chinese sports events. This is not good for maintaining a good sponsorship relationship with Chinese brands.
另外，这张表我们可以看到，就除了赛事的提升以外，运动员还有包括他的这个赞助的金额，包括他的影响力，都不断在提升。
From the table on the right, we can have an idea of the current status of the Chinese athletes' value in sponsorship. Many of the athletes have got higher and higher sponsorship fees.
我们可以看到财富榜最高的一个人群，这个是，我们可以看到这个排行榜的人群就是影响力排行榜最高的人是孙杨，这是游泳队的，国家游泳队的。
According to a ranking published by a very well-known Chinese media publication in China, the most influential Chinese athletes in 2017 is a swimming athlete, Sun Yang.
这个第3位的是柯洁，是围棋。
Third place is Ke Jie. He is a player of the Chinese SportAccord.
受益于这个2022年冬奥会，这个整个中国的冰雪的项目在迅速发展，因为中国国家主席习大大提出是3亿人上冰雪，我们其中有一个重要的企业是中国银行，它所承诺投入300亿人民币，是从现在开始到2024年投入300亿人民币，是保证1亿人上冰雪。
As another very promising field in the sports sponsorship opportunities is the winter sports. As we can see, the President Xi in China demands there should be 300 million people to participate in winter sports in a few years' time. And under this demand or hope by Mr. President Xi, Chinese bank group, China Bank, they have invested 300 million RMB to promote the participation of winter sports in China.
我们可以看一下最后一点，就是电子竞技的发展是发展非常迅速，这个趋势是值得关注的。
Last characteristic of the sponsorship opportunities in China is from esports development. There is a very apparent trend in the growth.
另外，我们看一下这个赛事 IP 的整个的一些的发展，中国的一些赞助商。从这张表里面，我们很清楚地看到，中国的赞助商是不断地在这个赞助国际上的一些顶级的一些赛事 IP。NBA 可以看到5大联赛、欧洲杯、奥运会、世界杯。
And in addition to all of the points made above, we have another one, which is about the international sports events. Top international sports events are still very welcoming by Chinese sponsors. NBA, the Big Five Euro football leagues, and UEFA Euro Championship, the Olympic Games, FIFA World Cup. These mega events are still very promising and welcomed by Chinese brands.
因为时间问题，我们加快。好，最后我们看一下品牌的赞助的市场的体育用品、水、功能性饮料、交通、金融保险这些行业为主。
Currently, the major or the dominant sponsorship categories in China are still the traditional sportswear category, water, energy drinks, transportation, financing, banking, insurance.
这些是举的一些例子啊，体育用品，然后电器、银行，这个是互联网金融、通讯，还有这个是互联网，这个互联网就电商，还有汽车、水、功能性饮料。
In these two slides, we show some of the some brands as examples in these categories, like sportswear, automobile, financing, online financing, and smartphones, energy drinks.
就是国际品牌进入中国市场，现在它另外一方面是从国际品牌进入中国市场，它最主要是从2个方面来切入。一点是通过赞助国际顶尖的赛事，直接进入到中国市场；第二个部分在赞助中国的本地的一些顶级 IP。
And for some international brands who want to enter the China market to market their brands, there are two major ways they do this. First is to sponsor some international sports events that have exposures or presence in this market. Second is to sponsor the domestic, local Chinese sports events.
我们再来看一下今后5年中国体育赞助的发展的一些趋势。
We would like to give some summaries of the trends, developing trends for the next 5 years in this market.
中国在今后5年，第一个部分是18年到2022年或23年，是中国最黄金的5、6年时间。
From 2018 to 2023, these 5 years would be a golden 5 years for the Chinese sports sponsorship market, as well as the entire Chinese sports industry.
这期间一定是有中国的一些巨头的企业会在全球世界上会有影响力。
During these 5 years, there will be some Chinese companies, Chinese brands, who will do some very big movement in the international sponsorship field.
另外一点，这个趋势是整个参与运动的人越来越多。
Another prediction is that the participation in sports in China will grow very significantly.
中国的一些中小品牌是通过一些大的企业为样板，他们越来越多的进入到这个赞助市场。
And thirdly, some Chinese middle to small brands, they are going to be use sports events resources to market their brand in the market.
另外，在中国的一些赞助的一些营销手段里面，它竞争非常激烈，已经是很多是红海。这时候给一些企业能带来一些体育能带来一些更精准的一些把握一个更精准的一些用户，这就为体育赞助带来更多的机会。
The fourth trend is about the activation and marketing methods brands will use. There is a very fierce competition in China regarding to how you activate your sponsorship, how you make the best use of your sponsorship. There would be a growing possibility in this field. Brands will need to be more mature and more skilled in activating their sponsorship.
最后一点是中国的一些企业国际化，这给一些国际化，它给这个赞助市场带来更多的机会。
And the last trend would be the increasing possibilities, diversified possibilities that would be brought by the internationalization of Chinese brands.
我们可以看到，今年俄罗斯世界杯到目前截止，已经是有4家赞助商，万达，完了以后是海信、威欧和雅迪。
Up to now, there are already 4 sponsors from China to the FIFA World Cup: Wanda and Hisense, Vivo, and Yadi.
后面还有些进到这个俄罗斯世界杯，应该是所有国家赞助的数量应该是最多的。
There would be more Chinese sponsors to the FIFA World Cup this year. The Chinese sponsors, the number of Chinese sponsors would be the biggest during all the countries, among all the countries.
最后我们语堂给进入中国市场的一些国际组织，给一些我们自己的一些实践中的一些经验建议。
And just at the end of my keynote speech, we would like to give some suggestions and the advices which we have gained from our experience in this market.
第一个部分是所有的国际组织进入到中国，我们建议它一定要结合中国的市场状况，要实现本地化，这一点非常重要。
First advice is, maybe you all know that the international sports events, if they want to enter China, they really need to localize.
本地化现在最主要的部分，一个是很重要的一个趋势，就是很多国际组织是在中国和亚洲设立办事处。
There is a very apparent trend that many of the international federations have opened office in China or in Asia.
雇佣更多的中国人，就国际化的中国人来给他们做服务。
The IF's opening offices in China employs local employees who knows the market.
另外一点就是中国的年轻化，运动年轻化这个趋势非常非常明显，所以我们的一些国际组织呢，就是说如何去抓住这些受众，要花一些很好的一些创意和想法。
The second suggestion is about attracting the young generation, as the young generation in China is the future and hope in sports participation and consumption, there is a very important need to get their attention.
第3个部分就是媒介的整合非常重要，是从过去原有的电视到目前的新媒体，比如说新浪微博、微信，以及公司的自身的网站的整合，这一点非常重要。
The third suggestion is about integration of different media channels. There is diversified media channels in China, such as TV, advertising, newspaper, magazine, online OTT, social media, as well the same in all over the world. So international sports assets, sports properties, should try integrating all these possible media channels in China to help them realize better exposure and distribution of their resources.
我举个最明显的例子，可以看到 NBA 在中国的新浪微博的粉丝达到3000多万，这个部分是比中国的中超的粉丝数量还要多。
There is a very good example in this suggestion. NBA, the American Basketball League, they have more than 30 million followers on their Chinese social media networks. This is even higher than the followers of the Chinese Super League.
后面一点是它的一定是定制服务，一定灵活性，要反应速度要很快。这之前一直是国际组织的一大弱点，反应速度太慢，官僚，这是对中国很多企业的一个认为。
And we hope that international federations or other sports properties overseas should be more flexible and very quick in responding to the local market demands.
最后一点是中国的这些企业现在是从原先注重品牌。现在是越来越重视拿到权益之后的激活整合，跟粉丝之间的互动，已经是从品牌延伸到跟用户销售之间的联动。
The last suggestion is about activation. Right now, many Chinese brands, they not only sponsor sport events to help raise their brand, but also to help improve their sales, to improve their relationship with the customers.
OK， 最后是非常谢谢大家。中国市场非常大，也是非常欢迎。其实有更多的国际组织到中国去这个投入，来给中国的一些用户做更好的服务、赛事体验。
So this is the speech, and as a last word, I want to thank you very much, and I want to say that international federations are very welcomed to come to China, to organize more exciting events to benefit the local market, and we hope that we can have a good collaboration between the Chinese market and the international federations and the overseas market.
OK， 谢谢大家。
Thank you.
接下来完了以后，我们是有请这个在中国比较有影响力的这个体育营销公司胜利世家，跟我们做一个互动啊，希望能给在座的各位能带来一些在中国市场带来一些启发。谢谢。有请这个周全女士啊。
The next part is a one-to-one interview with a representative of one of a leading Chinese sports marketing company, SECA. Welcome Vice President of Marketing from SECA, Ms. Zhou Quan.
话筒有吗？话筒 ，sorry。
喂。
非常感谢大家还有耐心来听我们的这个讨论啊。首先我问一下这个周全女士在开始之前，我们可以看一下简单的介绍一下胜利世家啊，他在中国做的一些体育 他的一些做的一些中国赛事的一些情况啊。OK。
Okay. First, thank you all for still being here and have the patience. First, we would like to introduce briefly about SECA. So, shall we play a video?
首先，我们看一下视频啊。
It's an introduction video of SECA.
OK， 谢谢大家。首先我请问一下周全女士，刚才我们从这个激动人心的这个宣传片里面能看到，胜利世家是一个多元化的公司，在中国。这个中国现在在46号文件之后，首先第一个部分就是头部的 IP 争夺的非常非常厉害，除了国际的赛事 IP， 还有中国的赛事 IP。那对于胜利世家来说，它是如何去选择赛事 IP 合作啊？
First of all, could we briefly introduce about SECA? Some of the audience have raised the question. Then we will answer Ms. Li's first question.
So first of all, thank you very much. Thank you for Yutang and Mr. Li Jiang to give me the opportunity to have the honor to be here to discuss a little bit about Chinese sports, market and our own local IPs. And for SECA, I'll do a little bit introduction to give you a clearer understanding of what we do. As you can see on the video, SECA, we basically have three business. First of all is our SECA International, which we do a lot of cooperations with international committees, sports brand or organizations. And we have our own Formula E team that you can see is Tajida, which tops really good, tops on the list after the recent stop. And also we have a Portuguese football club called Vizsla, and also international talent management. So the second of our businesses do the sports traditional business, which we do consultancy for sports brand, sports committees, organizations, and also do sports organizations or management that you can see on the video. That most of the IPs that we do, we created IPs of our own, like the boxing event that you saw. And for example, for the Spartan race is the very successful brand that we brought into China last year. So the third part is sports media, SECA Media, which we have our own live streaming platform called chinasportable.tv, and we have our own photographer team and production team. Basically, so we do everything for sports.
So Mr. Li's first question is, SECA have operated many sports events, including both international sports events and domestic events. What are your choices? What are your standards when you make the choice to choose the events to operate in China?
Right. So we have simply three standards that we can say is the first one is we need to make sure or to see the property whether it's have an accurate and clear demographic focus, and the second one is we will see whether it's have a media elements to it to attract more users or to attract more popularity both online and offline to our both media platform or our local offline events. And the third one is the most important one, I think, is whether it can provide value to not only to us, but also to our fans and our partners. Yes.
那个刚刚提到的部分，其实有一点非常重要，因为除了这个国际赛事 IP 以外，还有一点中国的赛事 IP 的部分是在国内的发展。严格说是举步维艰的，因为是媒体的曝光的问题，还有包括赞助商。那你们我看也赞助了一些，做了一些自己的自主 IP。那你们是有何经验跟大家分享？
Right.
The second, so as we know, some Chinese sports events, all the international sports events, they have sometimes there is a lack of sufficient exposures or media distribution in Chinese market. So how do you solve this problem when you provide service to your sponsors?
Right, for local IPs that we created, for example, we do have our own professional boxing league that we created for almost 3 years till now, and it called the League of Fists. So the reason why we're choosing boxing in the first place is that we can see the potential of the growing of this fight sports in China. Although we are not, all these fight sports in China, they're not looking that promising, but still we can see there is a large fan base for all these fight sports. And also, we have to say, like, boxing is one of the most entertaining sports events in all over the world. So internationally speaking, that boxing is quite mature, and it has all the things that we need for a sports IP or local event. They have like products, related products, and they have all these entertainment services, and we can see this is a potential value add event for us. So we decided to do boxing, and also we want to give a platform for our local boxers, a league for them to play, to fight, and also the opportunities for them to compete with overseas boxers. So that's why we worked with Top Rank. We signed a lot of local Chinese boxers to grow this event in China.
在这个自主 IP 里面，其实我们可以看到，就是所提到的，其中有一个很重要一点，就是媒体的曝光的部分。因为在中国的市场的媒体的曝光是非常非常重要的。现在之前是 CCTV5，就电视它的重要性来衡量一个赛事的标准。逐渐我们可以看到发展，就是目前的视频网站，包括目前的直播。那我们知道，就是这个胜利世家旗下有这个中国体育直播 TV， 它在中间扮演什么角色啊？
As anyone who want to develop self-created sport events in the market, it's very important that they get sufficient media exposure for the events. In the past, CCTV5, the state national TV channel, is the main channel to distribute media content of sport. And now there are many other choices like OTT, live streaming. And so for SECA, when you develop your self-created sports events in China, we know that you have your own live streaming platform. What's the significance, and how do you do to help promote your own events?
So I'll have to say the reason that we start the live streaming platform in 2005, by the end of 2015, It's very, very simple. We just want to have a place that accumulate our fans or our fan base who participate in our own sports events, and that's it. But we see the potential of sports media, because we usually said there's only two things that needs to be lived. One is news, and the other one is sports. This is the two things that people needs to be watched live. So we started, and it's definitely, we put our own events online and both offline. We provide people a way to watch our own events. So it definitely add the value to our sports IPs, and then it becomes a place that gather our fans under one roof and to increase their stickiness. So. Besides that, we see sports as a group activity. We don't watch sports, at home alone. We can imagine that the picturesque thing is having your friends together, drinking beers, eating barbecues, or even hamburgers, and to cheers and shout to your home team when they win. So that's why we do it interactively. So we didn't do it in traditional live streaming platforms. So we create an environment for people to talk to each other and to give them the functions, interactive functions for them to discuss or interact with our hosts, our commentators, to other users, or even they can feel the involvement when they're playing our interaction games. So it's basically to have a good platform to connect our offline events together with online platform. So yeah, and we can say that it's a bridge to link the event itself, the brands who are evolving with it, and also with the fans together as a bridge, and create an ecosystem to it.
这个在赛事运营中，我们可以看到有一个很重要的问题。现在在中国的赛事，很多盈利都不是很好，就这个方面，就是您这边能如何看待这个问题？
When organizations or federations or companies operate some sport events, there always is a problem to gain more revenues, or whether or not you can gain some revenues from running a sport events or profit. So, and in China, many sport events don't have good revenue or don't have good profits. How would you comment on this?
And unfortunately, that you are very, very right. Not a lot of sports brands or IPs can earning, a lot of profit in China now, because as we can say, sports or all the whole sports industry or sports brands IPs, it's impossible to to establish or to build a brand within a short time frame. And all these best IPs internationally, they have had their time to grow. So we can say it just need more time, and also the sports culture in China is still not at the same as the culture situation comparing to other countries. So we can say we see it as an opportunity, and to cultivate the market first, to do the improvement of your own IP together, and to use media. Don't forget that to utilize the power of the media to make this thing as an ecosystem to create an atmosphere, an environment for the fans who attend your event, a place for them to communicate as a society. So overall speaking, it's just making money from a sports IP. It's difficult, and at least for now. But we can see the opportunities as a long-term run, and we're quite hopeful that there is someday in the very near future we can see it coming.
在赞助里面，我们可以看到，现在就是赛事版权这个赛事里面，我们可以看到最主要收入现在是3个方面。第一个方面是我们可以看到版权的分销，第二个方面是赞助，第3个部分是收费。就在这里面，您觉得是从趋势来讲，您觉得哪一个会更重要一些，来支撑赛事的发展？
There are 3 ways to gain some revenues for sports events. The first way is to sell the media rights to the sport events. Second is sponsorship, and third is the ticketing. Which way do you think would be more promising for getting revenues for sports sponsorship, sports events?
I might correct a little bit about your translation is it's not ticketing, but it's a pay mode for the rights, new media rights. So for our media platform, new media platform, we do acquire a few international, new media rights. For example, the table tennis rights from ITTF, badminton new media rights from BWF, and also local like CBA, the local Chinese basketball league, and some billiards pool in China. So we can see that for sub-licensing of the new media rights, it's getting narrowing. The market's narrowing, but because every platform they wants to use it to develop every possible way to gaining profit from the rights that they bought. It's not simply just we buy the rights back and then we just sub-licensing to others. And for sponsorships, it's getting there. We see that the sponsorship opportunities, they transit from the previous advertisers or brands. They put their money on their traffic. For orange, like traditionally we speak it as whatever CPM advertising, all the banners. But they transit this. The trend is they're not, or they putting less and less money on this, but try to put money on the advertising or sponsorships to directly causing the result of buying. So that's why the ways of attracting sponsorships for the rights on the media platform is getting more variety and format of the advertisement formats. So the third one, we see the potential, and we see a large potential of a pay mode for sports rights, media rights. Because as we talked about before, is like the traditional media platform like TV, like traditional internet, video sites. What they can do is limited. So that's why we do an interactive platform. It's just to give more ways for fans to interact with the events, and both to the brands that putting money on it, because it's when you interact, it costs more opportunity to have a sale, and then a sale is the only key thing for the brands, that I believe. Yes.
OK， 我问最后一个问题，因为时间已经说，就是最后一个就是给给在座的各位国际组织进入中国市场，您有什么一些好的一些建议
？Okay, the last question is, could you give some advice to the international federations in this room and who are watching online, some about entering this Chinese market?
I'll say there are 3 suggestions, which is very simple. First one is try to find a right target market. You need to know whether your property or IP is right for China, or at least for now, and to try to find the right way of promoting it or developing it. And then the second one is try to find the right partner, which is very, very important, that causing the success, whether it's success or not for your brand. You just need someone to understand the brands, understand the Chinese market, and willing to work with you together to make profit. So find a right partner is really, really important. And the third one is just to be prepared, to be ready to be in this process in the long haul. And as we can say that don't expect gaining your money back in a very short time, but you'll get it, yes.
Okay, thank you, 谢谢。最后我们再看一下相关的最后一个问题问答。好。
Okay, thank you, Ms. Zhou.
谢谢周小女士啊，谢谢。OK， 大家有什么问题可以问我们。
So now we can
没问题啊。
We can have some questions from the audience.
Thank you for your insights, very interesting. I just wondered from your perspective, do you see an increase in the rise of interest in the experience sports, the mass participation sports, compared to the traditional sports that we see taking a hold in China?
I'll translate the question first. Sorry, translation. 这个问题是关于那个在中国这个一种体验型的和大众参与型的赛事，对这种赛事的兴趣是不是在上涨？相比于传统的那种赛事，哪一种的这种不同的兴趣，是不是也在上涨呢？
Both would be great, thank you.
OK， 谢谢你，您的问题非常好。在中国现在最主要是2种赛事，一种赛事是观赛型的，这个就以国际的顶级 IP 赛事为主，和中国的本土赛事 IP 为主。它核心考虑的是受众人群，这是第一个。第二个，这个是体验型的赛事，刚可以看到马拉松、自行车、铁人三项这种体验型的赛事，人群也在迅速在增加，因为中国的人数基数太大了。这两个，这个哪一个会更好？其实我们目前来看，这2个部分，就如果是在这个竞技型的赛事，实际上它的最主要的发展的趋势，一定要找到它最精准的受众人群，通过整合的方式去接触到，就媒介最好的方式去接触到这些人群，它的价值会非常非常大。刚我所提到的部分，除了电视媒体以外，现在的这种新媒体，有视频、短视频和直播的这种形式，是能非常很好的去弥补目前传统的电视的一个不足，这个部分是能对于这个竞技的赛事有很大的帮助。另外，观赛型的赛事来讲呢，就是这个体验型的赛事，在中国体验型的赛事，实际上目前好的最主要的还在马拉松、自行车，最主要在这个两个赛事里面，其他的赛事发展还是举步维艰的。
Okay. Currently, like you said, we can separate, we can classify the events into experiencing and participating, and another category is the traditional watching, the traditional elite sports or the television sport which you watch. Right now, both of these kind of sports, the interest in them are growing. For the traditional elite sports, most of the most attractive ones are still the international elite sports events and the most famous ones. But there are also some Chinese domestic events. And for the experiencing and participating events in China, marathons and triathlons and cycling are the 3 kinds of events, sports that are gaining more interest in the public. For the international elite events, if they want to gain more popularity in the Chinese market, they just need to get the right media channel to be exposed to the correct demographic, because their demographics are very targeted and have very clear characteristics. But these kind of events can also improve their exposure in China by collaborating with OTT and online short clips video websites. This way, they can complement the traditional TV channel. And for the experiencing and participating events, marathon and cycling are the two most obvious sports that are gaining momentum and interest in China. Other participating events are still lacking the same kind of interest level.
Yeah, I'll answer your question from my experience or our experiences. Yes, we think mass events, it has quite a big potential. That's why we do Beijing Half Marathon. We do Challenge 100, which is our own IP for running events, and also we brought the Spartan race to China, to the Greater China. And take Spartan race as an example is we just started last year, and after 1 year of event, it just to be honest, I just believe it to be the most successful obstacle racing whatever event in China now. We just finished the one-stop in Shenzhen, and we have I think it's 5,000 or 6,000 people to attend it, and it's just huge, and just huge. But the thing is the challenge for this kind of sports is we know that it's not usually that easy to show it or present to people on screen. So it might have the difficulties to do it live or to do it as football or soccer or something. It's just we need to find a way to make our participants to transfer, to convert them from offline to online, which we can to develop more potential, to letting them spending more money, and we can get more profit. And we did a lot of work on Spartan race. We have offline training camp for our participants. We have offline classes, online classes. We have merchandise. Then all this we provide them services to make them experience better for the event. So all of this we make it as an overall package to make the mass, all this kind of mass participation sports which people didn't attend or cannot have the chance to attend, have their own way to experience it. And because the limited, every this kind of sports, they have the limitation for how many people they can participate in it. And that's the thing for sponsors and for brands, that you only have like 10,000 people. Why I put my money on it? So we just need to create an ecosystem for both the participants and online users together as a whole package, and to make it not only a 1 day or 2 day event, but say 1 month influence on it. Then yeah, I can see the potential of it. Yes.
谢谢大家。OK， 我们时间到。
Okay, thank you. The time is close to 5:30, so thank you very much.
谢谢大家 ，Thank you.
Thanks.
Okay.
Thanks everyone.
Okay.
By the way, we are a very good partner, so just consider about us. Thank you.
说您的演讲特别好。
谢谢。
ใครเป็นปัญหาshare some skin. Cross the shore, then I see moments unforgettable. You twist to fit the more that I'm in. But things just get so crazy, living life gets hard to do. And I would rather hit the road, get up and go if I knew that someday it would lead me back to you. That someday it would lead me back to you. That may be all I need, and darkness is all I see. Come on, let's you boys with me, driving through on Sunday morning, and I never want to leave. Fingers trace you every